Hi folks, in this little video I'm going to show you two things. Number one, how to get Smarty installed in your account. Number two, how to do a small example using Smarty. The example I'm going to do today is from benchmark number 2. After somebody successfully enters their username and password, we give them a logged in page with their first name and their last logged in date. I'm going to assume they logged in correctly. I'm just going to do the part that creates the success page. So, here we go. I'm going to start by opening up Buddy. I'm going to open up a session to our server. I'm going to log in to the Chris account. It's going to ask me for my password in a second. So I'll enter the password. Then I'm going to go into public HTML. Public HTML is where we do everything associated to our web application. Now, you could go to the Smarty site and download the actual Smarty and install it yourself, but I've made it a bit easier by doing that for you. All you have to do is copy from the Chris directory inside the public directory the Smarty starter archive. That gives you everything you need to get Smarty up and running. So the first thing I'll do is I'll unzip Smarty. And you'll see that it's inflating everything. I'm going to clear the screen. If I look at the directory, I now have a Smarty directory. You only have to do this one time. You can have as many templates as you like. The installation is one time only. Now, I'm just going to go into Smarty so you can see the contents. Smarty is made up of 5 directories. The directory called libs has the actual Smarty library that we don't have to touch. There's a cache directory to help speed up Smarty. There's a configs directory where we can change certain behaviors of Smarty. There's a templates directory. That's where we put our Smarty templates. And there's a template_C directory. That's another cache directory. It stands for templates_compiled. It just speeds the system up. So now, the first thing we have to do is always make sure templates_C is writable by everybody. To do that, we'll do small 777 templates_C. So, if I do a directory now, I have templates_C, and it's writable. Now, that's it. It's installed. So, the little demo I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a template to output when we successfully log in. So, first I'll go where? Into the templates directory. I'll create a directory called login_page.html because this is the page you get once you've logged in. So, we'll do our doc type. We'll do our HTML. We'll do our head. We'll do our title. We'll close our head. We'll open our body. Now, if you recall from benchmark number 2, the welcome page was pretty simple. It just welcomed the user. So, welcome. we don't know who the user is, so we have to put in something called a placeholder. So the placeholder is always in braces or in curly braces. I'm going to call it F name. Remember, sorry, that should be a dollar sign. And we're going to say you last logged in health date. And I'll close the body. And I'll close the HTML. Keep in mind, this is not PHP. This is Smarty syntax. This particular page has no PHP tags. It's strictly a template that we're going to substitute the tags or the placeholder for the values. Our job now is to create a PHP page to fill in that data. So the tag is called FName, health date, and logged in page. So let's go back to public. I'm going to make a new thing called simulate login dot PHP. Now, of course, this is PHP. Now, Smarty is not built into PHP, so I have to what? I have to require the Smarty code. It happens to be where? Smarty /libs /Smarty .class .php. So that makes Smarty available to this particular chunk of code. Now, I'm just going to put in a comment. Do all the number 2 stuff. In other words, do everything we did in benchmark 2. At the end, we should have what? A first name and a login date. I'll just put here never. Remember, this is just a simulation. These came from where? They came from the database, or who knows. Our job now is to get these two merged into the template. To do that, step 1, create a Smarty object. So, we make a new Smarty. It's object oriented. Second, we have to tell Smarty where the templates are. The Smarty templates are where? Smarty templates. We also have to tell Smarty, and I'll copy for this. I have to tell Smarty where the compiled templates are. So, I created a Smarty object, I set up the templates directory, I set up the compiled directory. Now, I have to say, my Smarty arrow assign. I have to associate FName. That was the name of the placeholder. What do I want to fill that in with? I want to fill it in with first name. My Smarty assign URL date. I want to fill that in with what? Last login date. Now finally, I want what? I want my Smarty to display a template. The template is called what? Logged in.html. Notice I didn't have to say where the logged in template was, because Smarty knows it's here. Now, remember, the whole idea of this is this page has no what? There's no HTML. It's just logic. Now, if we open up our browser, and if I go to Linux, and I go to simulate login, whoops, I forgot something. Oh, look at that. I forgot the question mark. Whoops, we got an error. Let's look here. Oh, unable to load. Oops, it looks like I got the name wrong. How can we check that? Well, we're going to go to Smarty Templates, and I called it logged in page. Now I remember. See, so I'm just simulating a little bit of how to check the errors. It took a little while for me to scan through this, but I finally saw what the error was. So I'll fix that error. And there we go. Remember, I'm doing these errors on purpose to give you an idea of how to debug. There we go. Well, welcome, Bob. You last logged in never. So I successfully installed Smarty. Then I made a simulated page. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be making lots more videos over the next few days and weeks. See you in class.